Okay, we'll get going then. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to welcome you all to Crescendo's latest webinar, Why Dragon is Still Doctors' #1 Clinical Documentation Software in 2025. So, Dragon's been around for over a quarter of a century, and during that time, it's been used extensively within the NHS and beyond. Today we're going to showcase the medical edition of Dragon Medical 1. So my name is Tony Walsh and I'm the Business Development Manager at Crescendo, and I look after the Northern Scotland and Irish markets. So please feel free to ask any questions at any stage, and my colleague Olivia will pick them up and we'll endeavour to answer them at the end of the session. So Crescendo has deployed Dragon Medical 1 into thousands of both NHS and private settings within medical, and seen some incredible results, all achieved by empowering the voice. So what are we going to cover in today's session? Why is Dragon Medical 1 still the most used clinical documentation softwares in use across the NHS and beyond? I will provide a live demonstration of the software in EMIS Web to show how users are getting the best out of the software to help with their administration chores. We will show you a short video from Dr. Maluki, who works at Prospect House Surgery in Buckinghamshire. He will explain how Dragon has revolutionised his day-to-day admin within his EMIS Web environment. We will look at a usage and savings report from 2 of Crescendo's clients. Then what is coming next? I'm sure you've all heard about AI Scribe. We will show you a short promotional video from Microsoft regarding their new solution, Dragon Copilot, which was launched in the UK and Ireland at the beginning of September. I will let you know about Crescendo's 30-day free of charge, no obligation trial. And we will conclude with a Q&A session. So, why Dragon? Trusted by over 500,000 clinicians worldwide, Dragon is renowned for its speed and accuracy, allowing users to replace the need to type and simply dictate straight into any Windows-based applications. And on average, users save over an hour a day on their admin. One of the benefits of Dragon and the current version being cloud is that users can access their profile across multiple PCs and locations. And as DMO is cloud-based and hosted on Microsoft Azure, Dragon is rapidly quick, secure, and very accurate, offering 99% accuracy from first use. The software is powered from the cloud and doesn't rely on users' PCs to run the software like older versions. Again, reports suggest that the users of Dragon are saving over an hour a day. And unlike more recent technologies, the software provides factual speech to text with no typos or hallucinations. Additional features built into the software enable users to create auto texts or text commands. This feature allows users to place blocks of text up to 500 words into an application or document by simply saying a 2-word command. Examples could be, for example, safety net advice, or simply a block of text that doctors are typing repetitively into their referral letters, for example. Here at Crescendo, we have created command packs for EMIS Web and System 1, allowing navigation, coding, and automations of tasks, or closing negative blood reports down, all with your voice. There is also the option for users to create acronyms, Good examples would be medical conditions, say COPD, but Dragon will type chronic obstructive pulmonary disease, and place names, like local hospitals or medical centres, say Depot, and Dragon will type Diana Princess of Wales Hospital. Variable fields can also be easily created in documents and applications to control the cursor by voice. DMO has all of your medical terms and drug names built into all the users' profiles, including 250,000 English words. But one of the great things about DMO is users can very easily add their own words to their profiles. And as previously mentioned, Dragon is hosted on Microsoft Azure, so it's highly secure, meeting all compliance with IG and GDPR, and fully approved for use across the NHS. So what I'd like to do now is show you a live demonstration encompassing all the features I have highlighted in action within EMIS Web. Sorry, just let me log in. It's logged me out. Okay, so users would have the benefit of being able to do the following within EMIS Web. Find patient, Brown, search, press enter, go to consultations, create face-to-face, patient presented in surgery with malaise and joint pain over the last week, full stop. Enter history. Anne has a history of bouts of rheumatic fever in the past, full stop. Enter family history. There is a family history of osteoporosis, full stop. Enter examination. Splinter hemorrhages of the nail beds and red blood cells on urine microscopy, full stop. Press enter. Blood cultures confirm Streptococcus viridans infection, full stop. Enter procedure. Tympanic temperature, 85. Press enter. Press enter. Pulse rate, 68. Press enter. Press enter. BP, 141. Press tab, 72. Press enter. Press enter. SATs, 77. Press enter. Enter comment. Enter comment. Safety net sciatica. Press enter. COPD. Press enter. DPOW. New paragraph. New appointment information. 22nd of October 2025. Next field. 10 a.m. Next field. Smith Lane Surgery. Next field. Dr. Jones. Then on top of that, obviously creating referral letters. Now there are three common methods in use for this. So the first is you can go into the document and open up the actual letter in the patient record. You can create the letter as a comment and send a quick task to the secretary. But the third and the most popular method is to simply create it as a task. So do referral. And what you'll notice is all of the relevant information is populated into the task. So we have a task type as referral. We have it's going to the admin team, and you'll see the cursor is in the notes box. So Dear Dr. Jones, new paragraph. Please could you see my patient Anne Brown, who presented in surgery complaining of tight central chest pain coupled with pain radiating down the right arm, full stop. Episodes last 3 to 4 minutes and is causing anxiety, which may be contributing to the problem, full stop. My patient's been taking very strong pain relief for the last 3 weeks, however, the pain has not subsided, full stop. She has also been taking very strong pain relief and unable to stand or walk any distance, full stop, new paragraph. I'd be most grateful of your assessment of my patient at your earliest convenience, full stop. New paragraph. Normal lower limb CT anagram. Okay, so what you would now do is send that on. And finally, what I'd like to show you is the automation of a task. So for example, a medicine review task of a patient, this can be automated. So medication check. And again, you can see everything has been done for me, apart from obviously selecting where it's going. All I do is click urgent and I click send. So that kind of concludes a quick demo of how it all works in EMIS. So what I'll do is I'll revert back to my slides, if you just bear with me. Okay.
Tony, could you just switch your display settings again, please?
Okay.
If you go on the top bar, display settings, drop down.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Perfect.
Okay, so now what I'd like to do is show you a short video by Dr. Maluki and what he had to say about Dragon Medical 1 in particular, how it's helped him work much quicker and more accurate within his EMIS web environment. But more importantly, it also has helped him to be more focused on patient care and not administration.
My name is Ahmed Mukli. I am a GP working at Prospect House Surgery in the village of Great Missenden. It is looking after approximately 3,600 patients. As a physician, as a GP, documentation is at the heart of my daily work. It can be quite overwhelming to go through all of this day in, day out for every single patient, everything I do. I looked for technological solutions to help me with that, and I came across Dragon. This has been the case since 2008, and I have been using it in various iterations until today. It does help in streamlining my workflow. It helps my quality of documentation being up to scratch because we are dealing with people's lives and people's health, so therefore accuracy and sometimes verbosity is quite required. The impact of Dragon Medical 1 has been quite tangible. I used to use Dragon Medical Practice prior to that, and that particular software depended on the local capacity or capability of my computer. However, since the move to Dragon Medical 1, which is completely cloud-based software, it made sense that my computer itself didn't matter anymore. It became just a connection tool to the cloud. With that in mind, I didn't have to worry about the software being up to date because it is always up to date. I didn't have to worry about having my computer to hand all the time because I could use any client, whether it's my phone or my desktop or my laptop. I don't think I can do without Dragon Medical 1. Of the many stories that I can recall, a 27, 26-year-old gentleman came in to see me not long ago with seemingly innocent chest discomfort that he's been experiencing for a couple of months, and I didn't think much of it until he decided to come and have a word with me. To cut the long story short, I realized this may not be as it seems on the face of it, and I needed to act fast to get this young gentleman to receive further care from our colleagues in secondary care. It meant to me that I could either quickly jot a couple of words in the notes and give him a printed out copy and off he goes, which probably would have meant that colleagues in secondary care wouldn't have the full story, as opposed to me being able to use Dragon Medical 1 and dictate a much fuller set of notes and provide him with that there and then, which is what I did. It took me about 30-45 seconds or so to dictate the notes, and I printed them out, gave it to him, and he left with his notes to see the colleagues in secondary care. Sadly, it's one of those things I regret to say I was right. It turned out to be not a good outcome. But I felt at that point that me reflecting the story to our colleagues in secondary care meant that he did not have to repeat himself, meant they did not have to call me and ask more details. It was all there. And I sincerely wish him all the best at this point. Dragon Medical 1 allows me to spend more time dealing with the patient themselves and with their complaint, allows me more time to examine them, and affords me at the end to spend minimal amount of time on documenting the notes. This also helps me reflect back on my encounter with the same patient should I need to continue care. Dragon Medical 1 allows me to write fuller set of notes that would allow my colleagues, who are probably going to see the same patient later on for the same complaint, and at the same time it does help our colleagues in secondary care, sharing the notes with them to see what has been happening to this patient in primary care so they can continue their care in secondary. My experience with Crescendo has been and continues to be a very positive one from the minute I approached the company to purchase the software until it was installed and implemented. I was up and running in no time. My most recent experience with Crescendo was a request for a password, and within a few minutes it was up and running, and I'm very pleased with that.
Okay, I'm sure you'll all agree that was very interesting comments from Dr. Maluki. So moving on, what I'd now like to share with you is a usage and savings report from two of our clients. Firstly, we have a usage report from an 8-user medical practice in Norfolk. Stats were taken from over a 30-day period, and users logged in 1,386 times, using the software for 1,487 minutes, creating just short of 178,500 words. This was done by achieving 120 words a minute, which is great when you consider the average touch typist can type on average 70 to 75 words a minute. And within those minutes, 892 letters were created. This again is based on 200 words per letter. I think you will agree these are pretty impressive facts. Our second example I'd like to share with you is a 15-user site based in Birmingham. Again, it was taken over a 30-day period. And during this period, an impressive 51 hours of typing was saved. Again, like our previous example, they achieved 120 words a minute against the average typist, who typically could achieve 30 words a minute. Over the 30 days, the clinicians saved just under £1,800. That is based on a clinician being paid £35 an hour, which is probably under what it should be. And on the secretarial side, 39 hours were saved, saving £578 of secretarial typing. Again, this is based on a secretary costing £15 an hour. I think you'll all agree these are pretty impressive figures. Okay, so what does the future hold for voice technologies? I'd like to share with you a short video on behalf of Microsoft, who are introducing their new AI scribe technology, Dragon Copilot.
For over 2 decades, Dragon has been a trusted name in medical speech recognition, empowering healthcare professionals around the world with industry-leading voice and AI capabilities. This continues with Microsoft Dragon Copilot, your AI assistant for clinical workflow. Part of Microsoft Cloud for Healthcare, It's an extensible workspace that brings together natural language and ambient speech capabilities with fine-tuned generative AI and provides a consistent experience, whether mobile, web, desktop, or through leading EHRs. With a modern architecture, enhanced security, and healthcare-specific safeguards, it's anchored in Microsoft's approach to trustworthy AI. Dragon is accessible across specialties and care settings and transforms the way clinicians work. And it all begins by streamlining documentation with new levels of customization, from ambient note creation and natural language dictation to custom texts, templates, and AI prompts. Copilot gives you control over how documentation gets done. It also lets you surface information without leaving your workflow, from querying notes and getting medical information to receiving encounter recording suggestions. Copilot gives you access to pertinent information when you need it most. And with an integration to Microsoft Fabric, healthcare organizations can unlock insights at scale by tapping into point-of-care data. Beyond that, it lets you automate tasks with a single click, from summarizing evidence to prepping orders, drafting referral letters, and after-visit summaries. Copilot saves time. Dragon Copilot takes clinical productivity to new heights so you can do more. To promote clinician well-being, increase operational efficiency, improve the patient experience, and drive meaningful financial impact. Do more with Dragon.
Okay, I think you'll all agree it's a very interesting future ahead. So before we move to a Q&A, I would like to mention that Crescendo can provide a 30-day free of charge, no obligation trial of Dragon Medical One. You can either click on the link provided in this webinar, get in touch using the email address on this slide, or email myself or Olivia directly, and we'll get you set up on the trial within minutes. As part of the trial, all users will receive full technical support and comprehensive training will be provided remotely via Microsoft Teams. And at the end of the trial, you will receive a usage and savings report, like what I just showed you earlier. On the other hand, if you'd like to know more about Dragon Copilot, please email using the address provided above, and we can either arrange a web demonstration and/or set you up on a trial. Okay, Olivia, do we have any questions?
I'm just looking to see if we've had any through. Oh, we've had one through.
Okay.
Somebody has asked if Dragon Dictate is GDPR/NHS approved.
It is, yes. Dragon is fully approved from an IG GDPR perspective for the NHS. It's all been approved by NHS England, and we are able to just simply roll Dragon out across any site in the UK.
Okay, great. Let's see if we get any others in. Okay, we've got one more. Somebody's asked if it works in EMIS. You're not demoing EMIS?
Yeah, so as you saw previously, I did a quick demo into EMIS Web, and also we have it working in System 1 as well. So what you'll find in System 1 is the two products have been integrated. So if you go into the settings in System 1, you go to PC settings, you go to speech control, you will see that there is a drop-down option to add Dragon Medical One. But yes, it works perfectly fine in both EPR systems.
Okay. I can't see any more questions coming in. If anyone else has any questions, now's the time to ask. If not, we can wrap up early.
Okay, we'll just give it 30 seconds or so.
Okay, we've just had one more come in asking how much Dragon costs.
Okay, so we sell Dragon in one or two ways. So there is a basic subscription. Now that subscription is a minimum 12 months. It is £599 excluding VAT. And what you get with the basic subscription is the software license, all technical support for the life of the subscription. And that's it basically with the basic. Now with the premium, you get the EMIS Web or System 1 command pack, which I mentioned previously. You'll get training included, which is a 45-minute online training session. And you will get refresher training at any point should you require it. And that is £699 excluding VAT.
Okay, lovely. I think that's all our questions. And it's pretty much perfect timing.
Okay, well, many thanks for all your time this afternoon. I hope you found the session interesting and informative. And I look forward to seeing you all again in the future. And hopefully some of you will come and do a trial and see how it works for yourselves. Thank you very much. Take care.
Thank you, Tony.
Thank you.